These are my people. These are my people. And today we are trying to bring y'all some quality entertainment.
Period.
We were talking about Kanye West earlier, kind of, the whole, not even scandal, but just right out in the open what he's doing and how he's being super bipolar, and to where it's not even hideable at this point. It's obviously a problem.
It's very publicized.
It's very publicized, and somebody needs to get this man some help.
Yeah, we
some
gotta
real help.
It's just interesting. You think there'll be a Netflix documentary about this family? I mean, they already have, obviously their show, but do you think that there will be, a genuine documentary about what's going on?
About what went down? I don't think...
Yeah, the underbelly.
The underbelly?
Real stuff that they don't want to,
That's going to come out when our kids are around.
Yeah, I don't think that'll come out until they're actually passed away or something.
There's already stuff coming out about Chris because she has a sister who's, been hidden away from the media, who's came out a bunch of times talking about how evil her sister is and, stuff that's gone on in their family before even Kris Jenner came into fame. Before she even married an Olympian, how she was already this person who was very money hungry and gross is how she describes her. And she is very open about, I will not let my sister shut me down. I will say whatever I want about her. She's my sister and I'm not afraid of her, so I'll talk whatever I want.
Wow.
But nobody listens to her, obviously, because she's going against the 6 most
and because she's
richest women in
she's
America.
The castaway from the family. So why would people listen to her? It's just.
But it's interesting.
It's really sad.
Maybe she'll have a documentary.
It's really sad. But with that, I kind of want to ask our artist on the show today, Simon. What do you think? What do you think is gonna hold you away from the spotlight after your music starts hitting and people really start messing with what you're making and you really start hitting the charts? How do you think you'll stay out of the limelight? How do you think you won't become that Kanye type figure? What are you gonna do?
I think it's very tough. I mean, obviously there's a split of mental health and stuff that's actually very uncontrollable and stuff that you can control.
Yeah.
I think one of the biggest things to do is just be vulnerable and not act like you're just you're something more than just a human.
Yeah.
Because I mean, that's when people start to. I feel like all the people that get famous and do end up being on the news for
have
stuff that's
a
bad,
god complex.
It's because they just they build up this thing and they try to be up to it and then they just combust when it doesn't work out for them and they just realize that they're human. So I think the drugs. I'm not a big drug person. I feel like that's a huge role. In I try to stay away from that as much as possible and just make it about the music. Hopefully,
that's what a lot of people end up having is their scandal is the drugs they do, but also the people that you surround yourself with.
That's so true. I've heard the latest the last deaths of rappers I've been hearing. It's a lot of the managers that are just terribly mismanaging these people, giving them drugs and Peep. I mean, we've seen how horrific that went, and it was just he was there alone.
Yeah.
I mean, if you've seen his documentary, it's just it's sad to see.
Yeah.
So disappointing.
Where they're purposefully feeding these artists drugs
Seriously.
just
and even
to keep
friends
them.
And family. You can't even trust people who are built in your life
Selena,
to be
bro.
people that you can trust.
Selena. Yep.
Heartbreaking.
100%. 100%. So
But that's the thing, though. You have to be able to realize whenever people really like what you're doing for yourself and like what you're doing because they want to do that instead of you.
See, that's let me add on to what I was gonna say. Yes men is one of the biggest things that destroys artists. You have a bunch of yes men around you.
Yeah.
One, your music starts to suck because they're oh, bro, this is crazy. This is the best track I've ever heard. But they're also oh, no, you're in the right. You're never doing anything wrong. And they never, tell you straight up how it is.
Yeah.
That is one of the biggest, my biggest fears is surrounding myself with people that are like that.
Literally, your friends should call you out when no one's perfect.
Those are the best
there's
kind of
times
friends.
when you seriously mess up and your friends have to be
yo,
not gonna lie.
You were very much in the wrong right here.
Seriously.
And also not just that, but making sure that you have those people around you that are telling you, hey, I've seen a negative change in you since you've started hanging out with X, Y, and Z.
Yep.
Or I've seen, you know what I mean? I've seen you digress from that music that you were making a year ago.
Yeah, and it's
because I know you.
It's not even just creatively important that you surround yourself by people who aren't like that. It's legitimately important because jealousy is actually a disease, and that's going to keep eating at people, and it's going to either come back and you have to cut them off, or they're going to share stuff about you that you don't want out there, or it's going to get even progressively worse because of all of the stuff that we've seen. That jealousy is going to come out.
Right. And that's why it's just good to have a close circle in general.
Facts.
Always good to have a close circle. But we appreciate that you guys on KTXT 88.1 are part of our circle.
Yes.
Coming up next, we have Ultralight Beam by Kanye West.